Greetings from Planet Circus, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of Circus Clown, the Clown Kid, real name's David, and today is my birthday. Now guys, it is a big one. I turned a big 3-0. I know, I'm basically 50. But listen, many people keep asking me, David, what are you gonna do for your 30th? What are you gonna do for your 30th? Now, if you know me, I'm not usually the biggest birthday celebrator. In fact, I don't actually celebrate my birthday. I don't even tell people it's my birthday. But that's another story for another time. I thought today, since it's a big birthday, in view of the fact that it's a great one and God's been great to me for 30 good years, what is the best way that I can celebrate my birthday? Now, if you love me, my friends and family, and you want to give me a gift, and you want to celebrate with me, then I think the best thing you can give me is your time and ears to listen to what I would say is the most important message in the world, and that is the gospel message. I always say, if you know me very well, I always say if I had one last message to give the world, it would be the gospel message. Now, before we start, I'm just going to let you know that this is a very, very deep and powerful and beautiful message that I don't think I can cram into 3 minutes, but I'm going to try my best. The truth is, whether or not you believe in God, many people create a God in their minds to suit their understanding and all the way that they want to live, even if it means saying he doesn't exist. But as it relates to God who created the heavens and the earth, the sea and the dry land, here's the thing, guys. He is holy, holy, holy. And now, holy means set apart. It means that God is completely separate and set apart from sin. Now that's a problem because guess what, guys? We are not. Since we are drenched in sin and we are guilty of sin, that means that we cannot have a relationship with holy God. We've been completely cut off and we are set apart from him. We cannot be reconciled no matter how many good things or good works we do. That's bad news, guys. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you're a good person. Right, see, the problem with that is good actually means moral excellence. The Bible actually says no one is good. There is none who does good, not even one. Now, when you say you're a good person, is that according to your standards or is it God's standards? Oh, it's both? All right, so have you ever heard of the 10 Commandments? The 10 Commandments is God's law. It's what he would judge you by. It's his standards. So just to prove that you're not a good person, because none of us are, I'm not either, let's look at just a few of the 10 Commandments. Have you ever told a lie? If you're guilty of that, then you'd be a liar. Or have you ever stolen anything? Take something that's small even, something that doesn't belong to you. You'd be guilty of being a thief. Get this. Jesus said, you've heard it said, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I tell you, even if you look towards a woman to lust after her, you've committed adultery in your heart. Have you ever looked towards someone to lust after them? Now, if you can answer yes to all three of those questions, then you would admittedly be a lying thief and an adulterer at heart. And that's a problem, because if the book of your life was to close and you was to stand before God on Judgment Day, do you think you'd be innocent or guilty? If you can say guilty, then would you be going to heaven, perfect heaven by the way, or hell? See, that's bad news. But the good news is, I should take a seat because 30 and stuff, old age. Now imagine you're standing before a judge in a court of law and you're guilty of this crime that you've committed. I don't know, maybe you got a stack of speeding fines that you know you just can't pay off because you're broke. The fact of the matter is, no matter how much good deeds you've done, no matter how much good works you've done, if you say to the judge, Your Honor, I'm sorry, that fine still needs to get paid. Or perhaps imagine you've stolen a car and you've crashed into a wall and the damage of the car is now going to cost you 50 grand to fix. I don't know, maybe it's a Lambo truck. I don't even think it'll cost that much, to be honest. But anyway, the point of the matter is you don't have £50,000. And so you say to the judge, I'm sorry. Now, because that judge is a good judge, someone has to pay for that. But the good news is, guys, just before the gavel comes down, a man that you've never seen before comes in and says, Your Honor, I want to take this person's place. I want to pay for this fine. I want to pay for the damages. Now, to your surprise, it's the owner of the car you've stolen. The gift is yours and it's free. All you got to do is accept that. Now, because we've broken God's law, we are in trouble with God. So who better to save man from God Who better to save man for God, and who better to reconcile man to God than God himself? A man named Jesus Christ, truly God, truly man, the only one who's walked upon the face of the earth without sin. He bore our sin. He took the punishment we deserve upon himself. And that debt that was payable not by our failed righteous attempts, but by death, was paid in full on the cross. And on the third day, this Jesus Christ, who was crucified, rose again, defeating the very sin that held us captive and nullified the sting of death. He said, if you believe in him, you shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Now, in John chapter 3, it talks about Jesus having a dialogue with Nicodemus. And he says that true evidence that you've been saved is that you will become born again. And if you are going to be born again, or if you've responded to this gospel, or if you've reached out to me after listening to this video, or clicked on the link in my bio, or searched further about this gospel and you said you want to give your life to Jesus, guess what, guys? You would become born again. And it's with that then that I will say to you, happy birthday.